Namo Amitabha. Namo Amitabha. Namo Amitabha. My name is Lily Chan. I'm 11 years old and I'm currently living in Houston, Texas. Today I will be reading Buddha Speaks of Amitabha Sutra. About 2,500 years ago, in a cave of a mountain area in India, I have thus heard. At one time, Gautama Buddha, the one who recited sutra in front of the audience, was Ananda, the most knowledgeable disciple of Gautama Buddha. He was the person who has heard all the teachings of Gautama Buddha correctly transmitted to us. Once Gautama Buddha was in Jeta Grove Monastery of Anathapindada's garden in Saravati city with 1,250 disciples. They were all well-respected arhats. The head among them was Elder Sariputta. Disciples including Moggallana, Kassapa, Katyayana, etc., and great Bodhisattvas including Manjari, Ajita, Gahan, Hansadi, and lots of celestial audience joined together, listening to Gautama Buddha speak of Dharma. Buddha told Elder Sariputta, listen carefully. Yes, Buddha. The Buddha speaks of Amitabha Sutra. It is very unique in Buddhist sutras. No one asked Gautama Buddha, but he spoke to the most wise disciple Sariputta. Over 10 trillion worlds away to the west, there is a world named Ultimate Bliss Pure Land. There is a Buddha named Amitabha. He is teaching Dharma now. Buddha said ultimate bliss pure land is in the west. Why is it in the west? Because sun and moon fall in the west. It is the place where everything indicated it's the last place will return. The direction is most suitable. Pure Land is away from us 10 trillion worlds. It is far, far away from here. We can regard it as a representation of an ideal real world. This real world is ultimate bliss, Pure Land. Buddha said Amitabha is an incomparably magnificent Buddha over there. And said Amitabha is now teaching Dharma. Now is not only point to the era of Gautama Buddha, but also our current era more than 2,500 years later. Now means forever. It is always existing. Sariputta, the reason the world is called Ultimate Bliss Pure Land is because the inhabitants of the world don't have any suffering, but enjoy various kinds of pleasure. The human world is full of lots of sufferings. We are always suffering since we're born. We're unable to avoid being sick during growth. Someone or something that we desire may not always materialize. We have to separate from loved ones and also get along with the persons we hate. Finally, we all must face the torture of death. In summary, it's a world full of sufferings. In the world of Amitabha, there is no such sufferings. On the contrary, there is incomparable happiness. Therefore, the world is called Ultimate Bliss Pure Land. So, what kind of world is Pure Land? Sariputta, there's 7 rows of fences surrounded everywhere. Sariputta, they're decorated with nets knitting with 7 kinds of jewels and 7 rows of neat, fabulous jewel trees. They're all decorated with gold, silver, glaze, crystal, and various jewels. Shining brilliantly throughout the whole world, Sariputta, there's also 7 jewels pond in the Pure Land. The water in the pond is clean, cool, sweet, soft, smooth, and peaceful. It can quench thirst, raise good root, etc. 8 kinds of excellent, sweet, and delicious water flows continuously. The pond bed is filled with dazzling gold sand. India is a hot and dry country for most people. Shady tree and cool water are very precious. So when Buddha described the attraction of the Pure Land, he mentioned the beauty of the tree and water first, to describe how good Pure Land is. Later, he mentioned the magnificence of 7 rows of fences, 7 rows of trees. Their steps and rows composed of gold, silver, glaze, and crystal around the ponds. The various styles of building atop the ponds, decorated with gold, silver, glaze, crystal, agate, etc., precious jewels. Many lotuses bloom in the pond. The size of lotus is as large as a vehicle wheel. Cyan lotus shine cyan delicate light. Lotus with yellow, red, white, and various colors. All shine dedicate lights and emit clean fragrances. And comparatively clear and clean. Wow, that's so special. In the world we're living, everything shows color by reflecting sunlight. However, in Pure Land, everything can emit endless light by itself. Even though no sunlight at all, Buddhist light still always shines. There's a world full of bright, no darkness forever. Sariputta's Pure Land is full of so many wonderful and pure things. Sariputta, the heavenly music is played continually in Pure Land of Amitabha. Fresh flowers rain down on the golden fields several times every day. In the cool morning, the inhabitants of the land fill the baskets with various beautiful flowers. Then they go to other worlds to make offerings to innumerable Buddhas. After offering flowers to Buddhas, they return to Pure Land and comfortably have breakfast. Then they peacefully and freely stroll on golden ground. Sariputta Pure Land is so splendid. These are all accomplished by vow and power of Amitabha. In addition, Sariputta, there are many fantastic and colorful birds, such as white crane, peacock, sarvira, kalavinka, and jivadhiva. These birds keep on singing with harmonic and elegant sounds. Those sounds proclaim in the teachings of enlightenment. Inspire people the right way toward enlightenment. When the inhabitants hear the sounds of Dharma, will be spontaneously mindful of Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha are called 3 treasurers. Buddha is an awakened person, with mercy and wisdom leading people toward the enlightenment. Dharma is the teachings of Buddha, guiding people to avoid superstition, suffering, and acquire happiness. Sangha is the monks who follow Buddhist dharmas to practice. Carry forward Buddhism, teach and transform beings. If beings meet Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha as if they meet a ship when drifting in the ocean. as valuable as encountering a light in the dark. That's why call them treasurers, where all beings can really convert to. However, Sariputta, you must take note that you can't assume that those birds are born as animals as a retribution from their past karma, evil karma. Because there's no three evil realms of hell, hungry ghosts, and animal for evil karma. Ultimate bliss pure land is a world where all beings are equal. Three evil realms are filled with evil, terror, and delusion. The first realm is hell. People made evils because of anger and hate. They will undergo extreme tortures here after they die. Secondly, it's hungry ghosts. People are greedy and stingy, acquire benefit in evil ways. They will face hungry, thirsty, and poor consequences after they die. The last one is animal. People who are ungrateful and shameless. They will face the idiotic consequence. Sariputta, the term evil realms doesn't even exist in Pure Land. Of course, there's no evil realms. All the birds flying in Pure Land are all magically made by Amitabha. For the purpose of prevailing the sounds of Dharma, based on the above description, we can realize not only the birds, but also the entire magnificent Pure Land are all manifested by the merciful vow of Amitabha. Sariputta, when cool breeze occasionally wafted through the trees or nets, it'll produce wonderful music. The music is as if hundreds of instruments playing in a symphony at the same time. Harmonic, elegant, clear, and resonant, those who hear the music will be spontaneously mindful of Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha to cultivate mindfulness. Sariputta, Pure Land is such a wonderful land full of boundless peace and auspicious. Until this moment, Buddha was kept describing the beauty and brilliance of Pure Land. He used simple and understandable words to expound the ideal world that we're seeking. And Sariputta, do you know why the great Buddha is named Amitabha? Sariputta, that Buddha's light can shine boundlessly to all the worlds of 10 directions. His can light anywhere in the universe, nothing can be obstructed. So that's why he is named Amitabha, namely the Buddha of infinite light. Buddha finally spoke of Amitabha. Amitabha is a shiny Buddha. There's no limit of his lights. He can light up all the corners of the universe. When beings are shined by the wisdom light, they can get real benefits of peace and happiness. Furthermore, through Amitabha's light of wisdom, they'll know true selves. Actually, our nature of mind have the same boundless lights and wisdoms. In addition, Sariputta, the lifespans of Amitabha and the inhabitants and his land are all infinite, stretching across immeasurable eons, so he is called Amitabha. Sariputta, it has been 10 kalpas since Amitabha has attained Buddhahood. Amita is the Athenian India language, which Buddha, A means no, Mita means measure. Put together means immeasurable or infinite. Buddha said the light of Amitabha is infinite. He also said the life of Amitabha is infinite. In other words, Amitabha has internal light and life. He is the Buddha who is always leading us. Moreover, Sariputta, the Buddha has innumerable disciples of Sarvaka. They all achieved arhatship. There are also countless Bodhisattvas. Sarvaka is people who is enlightened, suffering, origination, sensations, path, the Four Noble Truths. Arhats have eradicated the delusions and afflictions, acquiring the highest achievement amongst Sarvakas. Bodhisattva is a state higher than Arhat who helps beings. Aim to attain enlightenment in the future. Of cause, the pure land of Amitabha is a world of equality. So there is no difference between his disciples. Everyone will attain enlightenment under the credence of Amitabha. Hence, no matter their Sravakas, Arhats, or Bodhisattvas, there is no distinction or discrimination among them. Sariputta, pure land is such a perfect world. Everyone who is born in pure land will attain enlightenment and never retreat. The Bodhisattvas, the most outstanding among the inhabitants, are countless. From now on, everyone who heard ultimate bliss pure land can sincerely vow to be willing to be reborn in pure land of Amitabha. You may get along with many sages over there. So-called get along with sages is living together with sages and Bodhisattvas who we have mentioned above, away from delusions, afflictions, and evil circumstances. Of cause, there are probably lots of relatives of inhabitants in Padlas. Everyone can get together in Pure Land. Learn and study all together under Amitabha's teaching. Go to other worlds to help more beings away from sufferings. Later on, the words of Buddha have comforted and encouraged many people. Then what should we do to be reborn in ultimate bliss, Pure Land? Now, it's the most important section of Amitabha Sutra. Buddha first said, vow. I vow to be reborn in ultimate bliss, Pure Land in this life. However, Sariputta, you can't be reborn in that land with less good root, virtue, merit, cause, and condition. Buddha said can't be reborn in the land with less good root, virtue, merit, cause, and condition. However, what is more good root, virtue, merit, cause, and condition? Actually, good root mentioned here is a person who can deeply believe without doubts when hearing Pure Land. Completely accept the vow of reception by Amitabha. This is the good root has ripened. Be able to sincerely make a vow to convert to Pure Land. In addition, be dedicated to chant and memorize Amitabha is the most virtue and merit in a lifetime. Sariputta. If there are good men or good women here in the name of Amitabha, hold his name Amitabha for 1, 2, 3, or to 7 days. Single-mindedly without distraction. Name is Namo Amitabha. Namo means conversion worship. Hold his name means single-mindedly chant and remember Amitabha's name. The most important isn't the number of recitations or days, but single-minded dedication. Without any distractions, deeply trust the blessing of Amitabha. Buddha cares for being is like a mother care for a son in trouble. If beings care for Amitabha the same as a son cares for his mother, then Amitabha will care and receive them. They'll meet Amitabha in his life or in the future. When the life of that believer is about to end, with this powerful vow, Amitabha will lead the Bodhisattvas and Arhats in Pure Land. Personally appear in front the person shining brilliantly. Mercifully protect him, let his body and mind be safe and peaceful without any disturbance. Only if this person hasn't any thought of concern or hate. Chanting and remembering Amitabha with single and clear. Then immediately he will follow Amitabha to be reborn in Pure Land. The Pure Land Buddhism is called two-power method of self-power and Buddha power. All people believe make a vow for faithfully chant Amitabha will be definitely received by Amitabha and be reborn in Pure Land. The name of Namo Amitabha has completely boundless virtues and merits. Amitabha made a huge vow to rescue all beings before he became a Buddha. Currently, the vow has been achieved and his vow is manifested in his name. Therefore, when we are chanting Namo Amitabha, the power of Amitabha will add on us. It can reduce our sins currently and also help us to be reborn in Pure Land in the future. When we are sincerely mindful of Amitabha, even we don't need to wait till the life is ended. At this moment, we can feel the mercy of Amitabha and enjoy the pleasure in Pure Land. So this is the most real benefit. Sariputta. The reason I expound this wonderful Dharma is because I observe it will benefit greatly to all beings. Sariputta. It's not only me to praise Amitabha for his inconceivable virtues and merits, but also countless Buddhas of the Eastern world, Southern worlds, Western world, Northern worlds. Furthermore, lower worlds and upper worlds. Those Buddhas appear in their own worlds. Expound this sutra with their noble demeanors. Everybody, you should deeply believe this Amitabha Sutra. This is a sutra with unconceivable virtues and merits. And it's praised and recommended by all Buddhas. Because it has been attested by all Buddhas, this section of sutra is called the Attestments of all Buddhas. Not only Gautama Buddha expounded as such, but also all Buddhas of 6 directions came to attest to sutra. It has been proved that this Dharma was expounded by Buddhas altogether. We should deeply believe it without suspicion. Sariputta. Thus you should know the reason why this sutra is praised by all Buddhas. The one who named it as Amitabha Sutra was the translator of his sutra, Tripitaka, Master Kumara Jiva. The readers will chant Amitabha's name first when they see the title of his sutra. Coincide with the purpose of this Dharma. Sariputta, if good men or good women believe the teaching of Amitabha Sutra, which is praised by all Buddhas. They will be protected and memorized in this world by Amitabha. Acquire safety, peace in their mind, and shelters of eternal life. Will never retreat on their ways to enlightenment. Here, this world is important. It's not just heard with ears, but also believe gladly and sincerely. And practice following the Buddha's teachings. Then they will be protected and memorized by Amitabha. Therefore, Sariputta, you must deeply believe and accept what I just said. You should not have doubts about teaching of Amitabha and all Buddhas. Sariputta, if there are people, no matter who, have already made vow in past life, or are going to make vow now, or vow later, even vow in the future life when they have stronger faith, want to be reborn in Amitabha's pure land, then they may attain enlightenment and will never retreat. Meanwhile, due to the cause of making the vow, they will get the great result of being reborn in pure land in this life or in the future life. Hence, after having opportunity to hear this incredible sutra, if the good men and women have faith in this Dharma, they all should make vows. Willing to be reborn in this unconvenable Buddhist pure land, Sariputta. As the same as I'm praising Amitabha for the incomparable virtues and merits, the Buddha in 10 direction also praised me for the incomparable virtues and merits. They said Gautama Buddha has completed the most difficult work in this Saha world. In the evil time of 5 turbidities, kalpa, view, affliction, living being in life, got rid of various inside and outside evil obstacles. Diligently practiced, finally attained incomparable enlightened Buddhahood. Then expounded the most inconceivable Dharma to all beings in this world. Buddha said our world is full of 5 kinds of turbidities. So-called evil time of 5 turbidities. The turbidities are kalpa, view, affliction, living being, life, turbidity. A kalpa turbidity refers to the current various crimes, epidemics, wars, etc. The view turbidity refers to people's wrong prejudice and evil views. Affliction turbidity refers to greed, anger, idiot, arrogance, suspicion, etc. afflictions. Living being turbidity refers to the being indulge themselves and result in various bad consequences. Life turbidity refers to the shortening lifespan. These are the evil time of 5 turbidities mentioned on the sutra. Sariputta, you must remember, I was born in the turbid world, practiced the Dharma of chanting Buddha to finally attain Buddhahood. Now, for the sake of all beings, to avoid sufferings and acquire happiness earlier. It's so hard for me to expound the inconceivable Dharma. Thus, Gautama Buddha verified Amitabha's merciful vows of saving all beings by his own experience and assessments of all other Buddhas. To rescue us from helplessly drowning in the sea of bitterness. Amitabha condensed into respectful name Namo Amitabha. When we heartily chant his name, Amitabha will help us anytime and anywhere. After Buddha finished expounding, having heard the teaching, the head Sariputta and many audiences rejoiced greatly. Prostrated sincerely to Gautama Buddha, then left. Namo Amitabha. Namo Amitabha. Namo Amitabha.